Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. Welcome to our first quarterly rollout webinar series. We're starting to now roll out service enhancements and announcing new products and partnerships on a quarterly basis. And as part of that process, we'll be hosting live webinars to walk our clients through all of the updates to make sure that you understand what they are and how to use them so that you just continue to get the most out of your 10th Street services. We're calling this release Christmas in July to show appreciation to our clients who offered these great ideas to us during our 2019 user conference, our regional summits, and site visits over the last year. My name's Leah Kelly, and I'm here with Elizabeth Sontag. She's going to walk you through everything we've included in our Q3 rollout, so interactive checklists, the multiple document upload, dashboard email, emoji support, Facebook leads, exchange tracking reporting improvements, Samba MVR ordering, and a new HireRight integration with Pulse MD. So before I pass it over to her, I just wanted to cover a couple of housekeeping items. Please know the webinar will be recorded and sent to you afterwards, so if you get interrupted for any reason or you'd like to share it with somebody else, you could do so. It will be in your inbox within the next 24 hours. And also feel free to submit your questions anytime throughout the presentation. You can do so using the text box under the questions section in your GoToWebinar panel, and we'll answer these at the end of the webinar. Okay, Elizabeth, let's unwrap these shiny new gifts.
Great.
I'm going to pass you over the controls.
All right, we'll jump right in. Let's get it switched over.
Here we go. Okay.
Okay, I'm going to jump right in and we're going to talk about interactive checklist. So checklist is a free feature within the dashboard, and we have improved the checklist. So if you don't have checklists set up after this and you're interested, you can always contact your account manager and they can get those checklists set up for you. So I'm going to go up to the app view and I'm going to click on the option of checklist and scroll below the big white box. And from there, you will see your checklists are available. You can also have multiple checklists, so you have different checklists for different stages of the hiring process. You can set those up. But in the past, you would have to toggle out of the checklist view and back into the checklist view to complete items. But now you can simply click on the item, and you can set the information and save those tags as you go through the process. And as you set each one of those tags, it will update and it will flow through the process. So you can see as I'm clicking on information, if you do not have access to any of those checklists, your option will be, where to go? It will say that you do not have access to change this tag. So it follows all of your permissions within the tagging. And checklists usually consist of tags, documents, as well as any kind of process that's ran throughout the system. So as we update each one of those, you'll see they can go through and they can update the information, and the checklist will be interactive and it will update as you move through. So I'm going to close this one out and refresh, and you see that one turns to green because that is now present. So interactive checklist will help you to keep your drivers organized and get all of your information that's needed before they go to the next stage of the hiring process. And that is available for everyone now. So if you have checklists set up, you will be able to use the interactive checklist. If you do not have checklists set up, you can get with your account managers and they will be happy to set those up for you. And you can set those up based on tags, document types, or process within the system. A little bit of feedback that we received was in the Documents tab. People wanted to be able to drag and drop documents. So now when you go to Add Documents and you scroll down, you'll see there's a place for drag and drop. So if I come over here and I drag and I drop a document in, it will allow me to save the document within the system. So I have to set my document type, and I can put in a next action date or an expiration date and save it. And once I've saved it, it will be present over in my Documents tab. So you still have the ability to upload if you would like to, but you can also drag and drop now as well. So now we're going to talk about dashboard email. And dashboard email is brand new, and we're rolling this out to clients throughout the next couple of weeks. So if you don't have dashboard email today, it will be something that's available to you within the next couple of weeks. We're kind of rolling it out slowly to all clients. So when you go into your communications view, When you scroll down to the bottom now, you'll see that there's 3 different tabs. There's message, email, and phone. So with email, you'll have the ability to send emails out to applicants through the system. So you can set up any kind of templates that you would like. If you send things out often, you can add your templates. You can send it as a carbon copy and a blind carbon copy to other email addresses. You can also type in your subject, and you can attach anything to the email that you need to send. And then you would just click send, and it would go out to that applicant. When the applicant responds to that email, it does also come into this view. So in this communications view, I can see all things for this driver. I can see all messages, text messages, pulse messages, email messages, a real timeline of what's going on with the driver through the system. We've had a couple of people on dashboard email, and they've had some great suggestions. So very soon it will have a signature line that you guys can create to have any information in the signature that you would like. It also, if a driver does send you back a document through the email, you're going to have the ability to file that document right here through this view. So you'll be able to click on the attachment. When you click on the attachment, it will open up and allow you to file that right into the Documents tab. So if they send you a copy of a CDL or a med card or anything along those lines, you can just upload it right into their Documents tab. Now with that, another exciting thing is there is now emoji support within the system. So you can add emojis to emails, you can add it to text messages, you can send all emojis through the system if you would like. So that is now supported, and you should have all of the emojis that you have just like you do on your phone. Okay, I'm going to go back up to the top, and now we're going to talk a little bit about the Facebook leads. So within the within your tools, if you're a primary user, you're now going to have access to be able to use the integration between 10th Street and Facebook leads. So when I click on my tools and my Facebook, I'm going to enable my Facebook. You can type in your password.
Okay, I'm going to take a break here just to ask a few questions. So we had a few questions that came in for the email part, the dashboard email. What email address will the message come from? And we've got Catherine Bowling here to help us out with some questions.
So the email, it will look like it's going to come from the recruiter or the person in the dashboard who's sending the message. So it will say the recruiter name at your company name. And then kind of behind the scenes, it actually will flow in and out of sort of like a combined 10th Street dashboard. But from the driver, it will look like it's coming from Elizabeth at 10th Street Trucking Co.
Okay. And do you know if there's a character limit for the email?
I don't believe so at this time.
No, there's not. Okay, great. And how about, can we turn off emojis?
I don't think that you can turn those off right now, but it's super easy to just send a message without using them. You do have to go in and click on the emoji button in order to access it. And so if you don't want to utilize those emojis in your messages, certainly there's a way to send messages without them.
Okay. And does the email or text message feature, or actually just how much is the email, the feature, this dashboard email?
It is completely free.
Okay, great. That answers that question. So there's no cost to this. And okay. Who gets a notification for the email?
So right now it will be the person who sent out the message. We're working on a new user preference where you'll be able to go in and set some specifics on who will receive the notification when a message is received. So that'll be coming soon.
Phase 2. Okay, got it. Let's see. Okay, on the dashboard email, what is the difference between the email and the message tab?
So the messages will be either text messages if your company is set up to do that, or it can be pulse messages. And then the email is going to be a true email. It will go right to the email address that the driver provided on their application.
Okay, thank you. And the pulse messages, that's driver pulse, so that would be through the app that the driver uses.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Okay. All right, let's go back to Facebook. Sorry about that. I had to get logged into the Facebook account. Okay, so I've entered in the password to Facebook, and I'm going to continue as my company. And once I continue as my company, it's going to log me in, and I have two different pages for this company. So I have given permissions to both of those pages. I'm going to go ahead and click Next. I'm going to allow us to be able to manage and access those pages, and now I am all set up. One of the great things about this integration now is that those Facebook leads will come directly into 10 Street. And so you have your different forms here within 10 Street. So now we can see the forms, and you can actually set up different types of routing and mapping rules for those leads that come in. So here I can say I want to make sure that this Facebook form, master copy, it goes to a work list. And then I want to also select my recruiters that are assigned those leads that come into the system. So we've got those there. And then I can add a referral code to that Facebook lead. So I can associate it with any kind of referral code there I would like. From there, this is where you would map your form. So the Facebook lead, you would map the name, email address, work email address, state, zip, date of birth, best time to call, job title, company name. Those are the fields that are on the form from Facebook. And I can choose which of those fields map to. So I can say I want it to come in and I want it to map to the when would you like to attend orientation. Or for a company name, I probably want it to go into what terminal are you applying for. And those are set up based on the custom questions within your system. If you do not have a specific custom question, you can always set it to a display field. And the display field will put it at the bottom of your lead, and it will show in the display field. If you wanted it to map to a custom question, you have all of those options as well. And so you can go in, and for each one of these forms within Facebook, for each account, you can map those display fields. You can also select, so for instance, for the TS testing, I can select what application. So if you have multiple applications in your system, you can select which one is appropriate. And once you click the buttons, it automatically saves, and your information is saved there. So this is a tool that's given to all primary users. If you have a different user, or if you have an outside user that manages your Facebook accounts, you can contact your account manager, and we can give access to the appropriate people that would need to be able to access this integration. Okay. All right, so we are going to go back over, and I'm going to go back to my subject within the system because I want to show you the changes that are going to go in for the completed exchange request button down at the bottom. So you've made your request, and you want to check on your request. Now at the top of the screen, you can see you have filters available for you. You can see requests for all time, or you can filter it to just show me anything that was requested in the last 30, 60, 90, 180, 365, or all time. You can filter those. You can also take out canceled requests. So if I wanted to take out my canceled or my refused, I can filter based on the information, and it will adjust accordingly. You can set your information by clicking on the gear, and you could set that to be defaulted, and so it could show always this and always for all time. So you can go in and set your default if you don't want to use this, or you can go in and you can adjust appropriately for each driver that you see. And it will adjust what you see in your grid below, and it still keeps it where it can be sorted and you can still work through those. But now it has filtered out all of my canceled requests for me. Okay, so with that, we are excited to announce that we have a couple of new integrations. We have a new integration with Samba. We have the MVR monitoring that is available, but now we have the ability to order standalone MVRs through Samba. So if you're interested in ordering MVRs, just contact your account manager and they can set that up. We also have a new integration with HireRight so that you're able to use PulseMD. And PulseMD is how you can order drug tests and physical for any driver that you may have coming to orientation. And so with those two announcements, we're super excited that those are set up. If you would like to utilize either of those integrations, just contact your account manager and they will be happy to get you all set up. Okay, let's see if we have any additional questions.
Let's look. Okay, so back to the email. There's a couple of more dashboard email questions. Can they set an out of office?
No, there's not a way to set an out of office today, but that's a great suggestion.
Okay. Or how about forwarding emails to their user? Do we have that capability today?
There's not a forward, but in the communications view, these emails are always visible to anybody that has access to the dashboard. So they can come in, they can see where you left off. That's kind of the idea, is that if you are out of the office or you need help with anything, you have the ability, like everything is shared here, so you can kind of pick up where anybody may have left off. You can copy in anybody that you would like to. So if you wanted to copy in a specific person, you can absolutely copy them in, and you can reply right here to any emails that come back into the system.
How about, can drivers opt out of email like can for Pulse messages or text messages?
So email, it does not opt them out. These emails are going directly to the user or from you to the driver, and so it does not look at the opt-out information.
Okay. Let's see. I'm trying to can hit them all in order. So I think we're going to move on to Facebook now. Is this Facebook integration live now?
It is. So if you are a primary user, you should be able to go to Tools, and then you should see down at your bottom, they're in alphabetical order, you should see the Facebook lead integration. So again, that was Tools and Facebook Leads.
Okay. Let's see. So what feature in Facebook are the leads coming from? Is this if they have a job posted to Facebook Jobs, or can you explain how that integration works maybe?
Yeah, so the integration, what it does is it will link up to your Facebook page. So if you have a form on your Facebook page, you give the integration permission to look at that. And so it can go in and it can see any of those forms that you have. And then from there, you can map those forms and those fields. And once that's completed, if a applicant goes out to Facebook and fills out one of those forms, it would come directly into 10th Street. So it would be available in your work list, and it would show and be displayed there so you can work that lead.
Okay. And if you are already, here's one on the Samba integration. If you're already a subscriber to Samba, if you're a client of Samba, can you order an MBR and then automatically download into the driver's app?
So it doesn't download into the app, but it would download into the Documents tab. So if you do use Samba and you're already a client of theirs and you want to order the MVRs, we can set up that integration for you so that you can place that order and it would come directly back into the Documents tab. Okay.
Another question about the charge for the FB leads. Is this something that we're going to be charging clients for?
Nope. So the Facebook lead configuration tool is completely free, so there won't be any additional charges for that.
Okay, and the same is true for checklists. I had a question about that, but I think I skipped over, but checklists are also free. And let's see, reading close to it, there's a couple more questions back on the dashboard email. Let's see, can you schedule an email to be sent at a later date?
It does not, and so I'd be curious to know what you would use that for, how you would use that to be scheduled. You can always use Drip if you're interested in sending emails when they hit specific milestones within the system. That would more so for Drip. So remember that you have that option as well for scheduling emails later.
And then there's another question similar to that. Is there a way to set up emails to be sent automatically when someone is reaching an expiration date on their license or MVR?
So through the safety management tool that we offer, it does have the ability to send notifications when something is expired or missing. And you would want to utilize the DQF or the safety management tool for that type of notification to go out.
Okay, great. Okay. Is there a charge for Samba?
There is not. There is not a charge for Samba. So if you want to set that up, just reach out to us and we'll be happy to work with you on that.
Great. Okay. Okay, I think that we've come to the end. There are a couple questions I'm going to reach out to you. If you asked a question that we didn't get to today, we'll reach out to you privately after the webinar is over. And I think we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. But yeah.
Thank you for joining us. And if you guys have any questions, please feel free to reach out to your account manager or your advisor, and we will be happy to help you in any way that we can.
Yes, your 10th Street account manager or advisor, by the way. They will be able to help you a lot. And thanks again, everybody, for joining us today. We really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to join us for our first product rollout webinar.